You may be seated. It's good to have you. Thank you for being here today. You've all been someplace else on this holiday weekend, 4th of July. One of the great privileges we have as a community is that we can worship any way we want, any way we please, because many people take the way for us here in this country. And then the amazing thing was that we sent missionaries from this country because we believe God, and a lot of us in this country believe in our Lord Jesus Christ, can save the issues of the world, and we send missionaries all around the world. And now, you know what's happening? We in the United States seem to have gotten so far off from following Christ that we are now finding that particularly Southern Africa and Korea are now sending missionaries, you know where? To the United States. And that's the way it is. We have Austin Williams, who's been a part of our community now for a few weeks. Austin, come on up. Austin is part of our denominational, our conference, our geographic area of North Carolina's Taste and See program. And what Taste and See is, it takes young people, who, by the way, Austin's an NC State grad, bless his heart. Much better than the light blue school in another area, amen? And anyway, and he's part of the Taste and See program. By the way, I see the ladies in the back. Do you know what that means? They're not praising God. They're like, will you please shut up and send the kids our way? That's what that means. So ages 3 through 2nd grade, we have this Beth and Miss Devin back there. They'll take you can go to children's church and all of that, and the parents, they'll bring them back in just a few moments, or a few minutes after Austin finishes. But Austin is part of the Taste and See program. It's a program which we say to the young adults who have called into ministry, come taste and see. And so he hangs out here, does youth ministry, goes on visits with pastoral care, particularly with Dr. Lee, and goes around, and it's just this kind of neat young man. And so part of the Taste and See program also says they have to preach twice while they're with you. And so this is one of his times, and he'll preach another time at the early service. So today he was kind of upset with me because he also wanted to play the drums today. I said, now that's a lot, to do in one day. So anyway, now the other thing is you've got a few friends here. If you're here today because of this guy speaking, will you just wave your hand this way and wave or say, that's Dad. So that's great to hear. Fill out a whole row just for your own folks, right? So you got an amen row there, so that's good. But Austin is just this wonderful guy who you just kind of love being around. He has a contagious laugh. And we just like having him around. So do me a favor, to encourage him, build him up, will you just give him a big round praise and applause?
How's everybody doing?
We're doing good, right?
Good. All right, so repeat after me. I'm doing a lot better than I think I am.
I'm doing a lot better than I think I am.
All right, to your neighbor, say, you're doing a lot better than you think you are.
You're doing a lot better than you think you are.
So that's something I did when I was working with youth at East Street Methodist Church, and we did that for the youth every single Sunday to encourage them, get them ready for the talk, stuff like that. So I'm going to do the same thing. You're all youth right now. I mean, you're all youth.
Love it.
So I'm not going to talk as long as Ray does, obviously. So we're going to get right to the point here. So I'm going to be talking about community and intentional living. I'm going to start with the definition. So what is community? It's a group of people living in the same area who share a common interest. And what is the common interest we all share in this room? Jesus. Yeah. So during this talk, I really want you to lean in what I'm saying. It's not going to be really long, but I want you to just kind of hear what I have to say, take it home with you, do something with it. If you're on this holiday weekend, that means that you want to be here. So lean in. So during this talk, remove the notion of I have to go to church to be a Christian from your mind right now. Completely remove it from your mind right now. The Bible never said that you had to go to a building to be in His presence. That all ended when Jesus died on the cross. He tore the curtain, that all ended. Think of it this way. This building isn't a church where it's not a church when we're not here. It's just a building. You are the church. The people are the church. So instead of creating a building that would save us, instead He created a movement of intentional relationships. And one of the first relationships you enter into in a community is being in a relationship with Him. Right? So if you're in a relationship with Him, you need to be in a relationship with the community as well. And it's not some special prayer that you say, and oh man, I'm in a relationship with Jesus today because I said this prayer one time many years ago. It means that you say yes to Jesus every day, and the relationship He offers every day. And it's the same thing with the community you're journeying in. Again, this building doesn't save you, but it provides an avenue that you can take advantage of. And the movement that He wanted in the beginning, community and intentional living, that's what He wanted. Some of the first examples of Jesus and community can be found in Mark chapter 3. I don't know, it's not a green screen, I don't think. I got a lot of scripture today, by the way. That's what I do. So Jesus went up on the mountainside and called to Him those He wanted. He appointed 12 that they may send Him out and that He might send them out. So you see here, right here, is Jesus saying, you don't have to go to church. There's never a command saying go to church. Instead, He sent them out into the community. He didn't send them to a building, He sent them to the community. And this community would eventually change the world, right? So this community lived life together and ate together, prayed together. And while I was in college at NC State, go back, I was in a fraternity called BYX, Brothers in Christ. And what we did in this fraternity is we lived in community. That's how I learned how to do it, really, with other people that wasn't a family. So we ate together, we prayed together, we learned together, we discussed different views together. A lot of us thought differently about how to interpret Scripture. We did ministry together, we watched each other grow. And I'm sure if you have a brother or a sister, like I do, you start arguing, you start fighting, you start competing. And in the end, though, that's exactly what Jesus did with this community. You don't think being around those 12 people all the time, they didn't argue a little bit, they didn't fuss a little bit. All that was good. It was sharpening. It was what's the word here? It was edifying for them to argue. So here's the meat of what I want to say here. So how can the Christian today in 2015 prosper without living in community? If you're just by yourself all the time, how can you prosper? With what the world throws at us today, I think it's of great importance that we live in community. But not just being in a room, a body full of people, like we're all here today, we're full of people here, but don't just be a body. Actually take a moment to care about the person sitting next to you. Ask them, how was your week? Were you studying during your quiet time? What did you have for dinner last night? What else? I mean, whatever you can say. But what I'm trying to say is get into their souls. Get into what they really are, who that person really is. Really invest in the people in your community. Don't just be a body. Romans 12:10, be devoted to one another, honor one another above yourselves. If you live like that, so the person next to you is more important than you are. If you live like that, you will always be in community. And if that person thinks you're more important than they are, it's back and forth. You're always being cared for, back and forth. So Romans 15:14. Let me read through this. I myself am convinced, my brothers and sisters, that you yourselves are full of goodness, filled with knowledge, and competent to instruct one another. Paul is talking to the Roman church here, but it still relates to us today. We have the utmost potential to instruct and be in our community. If Paul's right here, he said he's convinced that you are full of goodness and knowledge, and you're competent to teach in your community. Paul thinks we can do it. Why don't you think you can do it? So I urge you to get out of your comfort zone and reach out to people that you don't usually speak to. You have confidence. Be confident. Like He's confident in you. You be confident. Why not? Hebrews 10:24-25. And let us consider how we may spur one another on toward love and good deeds, not giving up meeting together as some are in habit of doing, but encouraging one another, and all the more you see the day approaching. All the more you see the day approaching is when Jesus comes back. I can stop right here at that verse. That's pretty much straightforward. Don't give up meeting together. It's a habit to get yourself into. Start making excuses. I got to work, playing video games, I got to do. I'm tired. I have other plans. I'm hanging out with this other person, this person. You start skipping community events. You start skipping hanging out with your family. You just want to go home and be by yourself, and that's okay. And that's a personality type, introvertness. I'm very extroverted, as you can see. But you got to stay in community at all times. Don't get in the habit of not meeting up together. Once you get in the habit, start to break it. And you'll know you're in this habit when you start making excuses to why you can't meet up. Some of the ones I just mentioned. And then finally, we have Galatians 6:2. Bear one another's burdens. And that's pretty straightforward, right? How can we live and be intentional without bearing one another's burdens? I say bear one another's burdens to the point where it inconveniences you. You may be more burdened than the person you're actually carrying the burden for. That's how you know you're living in community. Do it that way. Try that. So, side story here. We'll look at scripture. So, anytime one of my friends gets a new girlfriend, starts dating a new girl or something, I make it my job, whether they like it or not, to just butt in and have an intensive conversation with that girl to make sure she's solid. So I mean, being around these guys, we want to keep each other accountable. So if this girl is not up to speed with Jesus, I don't want my boy to be dating her, right? so whether he likes it or not, I jump in there. Let me tell you, they don't like that all the time. I'm usually the last person to find out somebody's dating somebody. Because I jump in, they know. But what if we all did that though? What if we keep each other accountable to the point where we get all in their business, they're annoyed by it? Try that. Like, make them get to the point where say, dude, can you just like back off a little bit? Like, you ask me questions, you get my business too much. Dude, try that though. Like, that means you're doing your job. You're being intentional. You are living in an intentional community, if that's what's happening. So check out Matthew chapter 18. Where there 2 or 3 are gathered in my name, there I am in the midst of you. And so, in other words, disciples of Jesus do not get formed in isolation, just as I said before. We're not formed by ourselves. We're formed in a community. And I keep saying community because I want you to remember when I get to talking, community. You remember that. It's important. So we're shaped by each other in this consuming fire that is Jesus. He's a massive fire. And you can relate that to Proverbs 27:17, which you have on the screen. Okay. As iron sharpens iron, so one man sharpens another. This is one of the main verses in the fraternity I was in that we live by. I mean, it's sharpening each other all the time. In this fire, that's Jesus. I think by this verse alone that you can see that we're called to live intentionally. I know I'm putting a lot of scripture at you and you're not going to be able to read it, but a lot of the Bible is urging you to live in community. So if iron sharpening iron in this fire, it's not a smooth process. It's rough. You're grinding against each other. It's not going to be fun. You're going to probably hate that other sword, the other person that is doing it. If someone's keeping you accountable, it means they're getting in your business and they're sharing things with you, and you're sharing things with them that you want to keep secret, probably, that you don't want to know. So it's going to be rough, and it's loud, and it takes a lot of time. So living in a community is not always smooth. It's sometimes really rough, because you're all surrounded by each other. And just as I said before, with the brother-sister thing, you got to start arguing, fighting, and competing. It's just like what these 2 iron swords are doing. So at the age of 24, I don't think I've fully come to understand what it means to follow Jesus. I'm still learning. I'm sure many of you here are way more knowledgeable and way far more advanced in their faith than I am. So those of you that are older, though, you have so much to offer to everyone in the traditional service, the rest of the service, the youth that come here, that don't go to the service, just a youth group. You have so much to offer. But it may have been a long time since you've actually spoken and reached out to someone in the community. It may have been a long time since you've done it. You may have been staying in your little bubble because you got used to it. Well, I'm here to urge you to get out of that bubble, pop it, and run into someone that you may not speak to normally. Someone that may make you feel uncomfortable. That's what we're called to do. We're supposed to make people uncomfortable with Jesus, right? And this person may already be a Christian, but you may not want to associate with them. It's your job to. Sorry, you gotta jump in at any woman you can possibly date. So again, leave your comfort zone, reach out and be intentional. It's one thing to say, how are you doing? Welcome to church. Glad you're here. The greeters in the back. Hey, how you doing? What's going on? It's one thing to be friendly, but people aren't looking for friendly people. People are looking for friends. People want to be intentional relationship after that initial hello, how you doing thing. So get their number, invite them to get coffee, do something with them. And we just crave that connection with others. We crave it. That's just how God made us. Straight to our DNA. We're all social creatures, Straight down. All of us. No matter if you're super introverted, you're still a social person. That's how we're made. I'll spare you the science, because I graduated with animal science degrees. I'm not going to detail why that is. But every species of animal has some sort of social interaction. So take the cat, for example. The cat is a very by itself animal. It chills by itself all the time. You have a house cat and knows. Maybe you want to run away from it. Demonic cats. All right. Well, you should get rid of your cats then if it's demonic. So even when cats get together, so I'm a cat here, that's a cat. When they get together, they're automatically hissing each other, right? They don't like each other. Kittens play each other. So they're really young, they're naive, they don't know what's going on yet. When you get older, you start hissing. That's what cats do. So that might be what you're doing. So don't be a cat. Don't be a cat. That's what I'm saying. And then you take the ant, for example. The ant's really tiny little insect. You got red ants, you got black ants, you got fire ants, stink, watch it. But they all live in a community. Have you ever been to a museum where they're all in there, running around, doing the job? Everybody's doing something, they're all supporting each other. If a little, tiny little insect can do it, why can't we do it? Right? Why can't we live in a community and support each other like that? Try it. Think of yourself as an ant. You're minuscule. That person next to you is more important. That's how they live. The ant is not concerned about itself. It's concerned about the next person over to it, or the next ant to it. Try that. Live like that. So that's kind of the gist of what I want to get at up here. I know it's really short, but I hope that takes some away from it. I'm going to end with this story here. Just a random intentional moment I had this past week on Wednesday. So I was out buying some clothing items. I have no style at all. So I asked one of the staff people, hey, can you pick out my outfit? And here it is. So we started talking. She asked me, hey, so what are you buying an outfit for? And I said, well, I'm giving a little message on Sunday. She said, oh, really cool. Where at? And I started talking with her and started getting into her life. Some random person I've never met. And that's how you start the ball rolling. Get in there. Start asking questions. It turns out that she was Christian and the majority of the staff were Christian. And there was one guy in particular at the front desk checking me out, like checking my clothes out, not checking me out. But I'm a good-looking guy, so I don't know all that. So I found out that these guys were really thirsty for Jesus. And one guy in particular, he was tatted up, he looked hardcore. I listened to a lot of heavy metal stuff, like playing drums to it. But these aren't typical guys that you look at and say, man, this guy must be a solid Christian. Well, that's a completely different sermon on judging. That's not going to go there. But like I said before, I'm trying to say is talk to people that make you feel uncomfortable. These tatted up dudes, these guys that maybe at a bar somewhere that you feel uncomfortable at. These guys that may be cussing up a storm. I don't know what you're comfortable with, but most of the time they're a lot different from how they're acting. They just want attention. So it turns out this guy was really extremely thirsty for Jesus. Like, blew me away. So we got to talking. I got some contact information. I'm going to meet coffee this week. I mean, that's how you do it right there. That's just a real life, just happened while I was preparing this talk. Way to get intentional. So I guess in closing here, I just want you to remember to reach out, get out of your comfort zone, and talk to people that make you feel uncomfortable. When you're in church, live in community. Really get into the next person sitting next to you's life. Annoy them with questions. Annoy them. If they get annoyed, they come to me and say, he's annoying. And I'll say, I'm sorry. I'm going to start asking you questions too, probably. So try that, all right? Thanks for listening, and hope you have a great day.